Hey everyone, welcome back to Story Voyage. Today we're diving into a story that takes us into the depths of betrayal, discovery, and a decision that took unexpected courage. Imagine finding out your partner's darkest secrets and choosing to confront the very person they betrayed you with. Buckle up, this story is one wild journey. So this is something I never thought I'd write. But here I am staring at my screen, hoping that somehow getting this all out there will help me process what happened. Buckle up, this is a wild, unexpected ride that took me places I never thought I'd go. My wife, Emily, and I had been together for 9 years, married for 6. We met in college and were that cliche couple everyone thought was made to last. I trusted her implicitly, and to say I was blindsided by what happened would be a massive understatement. It started innocently enough, or so I thought, when she began spending more time online during the evenings. I figured it was just a phase. She had recently taken up painting as a hobby and was in some artist groups online. I was happy she had an outlet for herself and encouraged her. But as the weeks dragged on, something felt off. We were both busy with our jobs. And since we didn't have kids, we'd managed to keep a pretty active social life. But Emily started withdrawing more. She'd sit in her art room for hours, glued to her phone or laptop. And occasionally I'd hear her giggling or see her smile at something on her screen. When I asked about it, she brushed me off, saying it was just her art friends. Now, I'm not the paranoid type, but after noticing this pattern for a while, I started feeling uneasy. I asked her about it once, jokingly, "So is your art friend pretty funny?" She laughed and changed the subject, telling me not to worry about it. But her behavior was nagging at me. One night, when Emily was out with some friends, I decided to take a quick look at her laptop. Normally, I'd feel terrible even thinking about this, but she'd left it open, and curiosity or desperation got the better of me. I wasn't prepared for what I found. The messages I read, they weren't friendly art discussions, they were intimate, graphic. This guy Daniel was some random dude she'd met in one of her art groups, and they had been talking for months. She'd shared intimate details, things we used to laugh about in bed together, private memories. It wasn't just a fling, she had invested herself emotionally. I felt numb. My hands shook as I read through everything. I'd never been so angry and heartbroken in my life. But as I kept scrolling, one detail stood out. They'd planned to meet in person, and not just that it was happening this weekend at a hotel 2 towns over. I didn't confront her right then. I needed time to think, to plan. So I did something I'm not proud of. I decided I'd go meet Daniel myself. The weekend came, and Emily said she was going on a girls' trip. I played along, pretending to buy her story. Once she left, I packed my own bag and headed to the hotel she had messaged Daniel about. I checked into a room on the same floor and waited, wondering what I was going to say, how I'd even approach him. To be honest, I had no clue what I was doing, only that I needed to face him, to look the man who'd wrecked my marriage in the eyes. Eventually, I saw him in the hotel lobby, a bit older than me, scruffy, wearing this cocky, self-assured grin. I watched him for a while, wondering if I should just leave and let Emily have her sordid fantasy. But my anger took over. I walked up to him and said, "You must be Daniel." He looked startled at first, then confused. "Who's asking?" He shot back, clearly defensive. I introduced myself. I told him that I was Emily's husband. His face went white. We sat down in the hotel bar, and to my surprise, Daniel didn't bolt. I guess he didn't know how to handle the situation any more than I did. After a few awkward minutes, I asked him straight up, "So what are your intentions with my wife?" He stumbled over his words, claiming he didn't know she was married, a lie. I'd seen messages where she mentioned me. As he fumbled through his excuses, I felt something shift inside me. I realized this guy was nothing special, just an escape for Emily. He wasn't worth losing my dignity over, and honestly, he wasn't even worth my anger. So I laid it out for him. "You've had your fun, but it ends here. I'm telling her everything tonight. If you so much as think of contacting her again, you'll regret it." He nodded, looking completely deflated, and agreed to cut ties with her. I didn't stick around. I left him there in that dingy hotel bar and went home to confront Emily. Emily came back that Sunday night, all smiles, pretending she'd had a fun weekend with the girls. I could barely look at her. I let her sit through dinner, pretending everything was normal, savoring my last few moments of ignorance before I dropped the bomb. After we finished eating, I sat her down and told her I knew everything. The look on her face, it was like watching a slow-motion car crash. She stammered, begged, tried to explain. She said it didn't mean anything, that it was just a fantasy, a stupid mistake, but I'd seen too much to buy her excuses. In the end, I told her she had a choice. She could leave right now and go be with Daniel if that's what she wanted, or we could work on our marriage, but only if she was fully transparent, completely open with me about everything. She chose to stay, swearing she'd never even look at another man. We went to therapy, and she deleted all her social media, changed her phone number, and dropped her online groups. For a while, things seemed to improve. But to be honest, it was never the same. Every time I looked at her, I'd remember those messages. The pain of betrayal lingered, haunting our relationship. And sometimes I think I should have just let her go. Because even now, I can't fully trust her. I don't think I ever will. A year has passed since everything went down, and I'm still with Emily. She's done everything to make things right, and I know she regrets her actions. But I've come to terms with the fact this scar will always be there, a permanent reminder of her betrayal. Some days I think I made the right choice. Other days I wonder if I'd be better off on my own. Thanks for joining us on this intense ride. If you enjoyed the story, don't forget to hit like, subscribe, and ring that notification bell for more stories like this one. And let us know in the comments, what would you do in this situation? Until next time, keep exploring the stories that bring us together. See you soon.